Hello everybody, this is a time-lapse of a build I made from the game Dredge. This is Blackstone Isle, the home of the collector in the starting area of the game, the Marrows. I hope you enjoy the time-lapse and let's get to it. I start with building up these basalt pillars, as this is what the outer ring of the island is made of. It's quite a tedious process, having built up every pillar for this fairly large area. We finish up and begin to fill in the inner floor of this isle with grass. We also make a quick little island here that is directly across from the collector's house, and I texture the basalt. I changed the biome to a mesa biome for that orangey grass color. When the dappled forest is out, I might update the world so I can get the nice bright orange grass. Anyways, I add bushes from azalea and spruce leaves since they're not affected by the biome's temperature change and therefore they'll stay green. I also sprinkle dark oak leaves across the grass floor in the main island before hopping over onto the docks. For the docks, I use the same palette as I have with Greater and Little Marrow, except this time, the docks' boardwalk is the basalt ground itself, accompanied by only one lantern and a few tires. We get to adding a pathway up to the house. We're starting work on the house itself. I use a lot of the new cinnabar blocks here for the portico in order to capture that bright red on its home. I use a mixture of mud and mud bricks at the corners. Then, we begin building the smooth stone tower, throwing some suspicious sand and stone into the mixture. We switch focus onto the back here to add an expanded room and a chimney, which is something I've never noticed in the game before until actually having a look at the back of the collector's house. Next, we complete the roof and add a dormer room up there. After texturing the sandstone, I take some creative liberty here and start placing some plant pots around and filling them with dead plants, because let's be real, the collector would not go outside to water his plants. I also add shutters to these windows that make the house appear like it's hiding a big secret. Once the house is built, we get to work on the shed here for storage. Then, I copy the trees from the other islands and paste them around the place, dashing to the side in order to include one of the future stones. Lastly, I cover the island's ground with foliage with bushes, grass, and ferns. And luckily, I remember that important detail of giving an ocean some water, just at the very end. And there we have it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was an enjoyable time-lapse for you. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!